How's it going, everyone? I swear it's really hard to see if I'm live or not. I do not know. I think I am. It says I am. All right, here we go. Let's start off with the dollar. Let's see. Let's do the day. Come on, daily chart. There we go. All right, well, first off, thanks for everyone's support on the last video. I think I'm going to just keep doing it the way this is. As long as it's coming in clear for you guys, it's not jittery, it's not crap. But it does save me a lot of time. Plus, I'm doing a cryptocurrency channel as well. So if anyone gets a chance, throw some money into Coinbase, transfer it over to Poloniex, join my channel over there because we're having a hell of a time. Nothing like a free market. Trading like a free market, no regulation. Feels good. So the dollar. Dollar was up just a little bit. Looks like it got rejected again over the 34. So it's going sideways. That 8 is coming across still. But it got rejected. Maybe it needs to come back down into support. If it keeps going sideways, that 8's going to sooner or later come across, be pulled up. See how long that takes. But right now, the head and shoulders top is still in effect. The only thing that's going against us is this whipsaw. Past support, back through resistance, the whipsaw. And right now we are caught between support and resistance. So we have a range. It's not a big range, but the head and shoulders top is still in effect. Plus the double top on the right shoulder. The only thing that's holding it up is this reversal bar hammer into resistance. Let's see if resistance can hold it down. We had a complete reversal today. Looked like we had a gap and run. Let's take a closer look at this. Complete reversal. We had a gap and run. Just totally fell apart. Across resistance, back into the pattern. Huge whipsaw. Covered the gap, and continued on. That is bearish. That reverse head and shoulders was bullish on the open. Went sideways for a few hours. Boom. Just got knocked back into reality. And I was talking to someone this morning. It's like, what kind of bull crap is this? Well, turned out that the bull crap hit the fan. Right on the last 2 hours there. Hit a top, didn't go anywhere. Gapped up, came into support. Looked like it was a bullish retracement. Right? Cross resistance, bullish retracement back into support. Came into resistance, double topped for a flat top break. Got rejected. Bam! Slapped on the side of the face with a frying pan right there. Just went silly. Everything was flying high. I was like, what the heck is going on here? The reverse head and shoulders gapped up, got rejected. So that could be the first sign of its downfall on the indices. Still working that 2-bar pattern on the top on the daily. So yeah, I was like, whoa, what is going on here? Just out of nowhere, just flying high, and all of a sudden turned around and just closed way below. Boom. 2-bar pattern still in effect, made a lower high. Whipsawed. Boom, boom. NASDAQ. Not a perfect reversal bar, but it has that same action, right? Goes all the way up, closes all the way in. It's still over support, but I'm just going to follow the direction of the other indices of the bearishness going on, and just say that this is still over support, but hanging on by a thread, and it looks like a falling star, just not perfect. So that is definitely an extension bar, exhaustion bar, that wick, that pop, and then the close all the way in. That long wick is an extension exhaustion bar, the final phase of a top. See if it works out. I'm thinking watch out below on all three of those. Let's see how the VIX fared today. Nice. So the pop came into support, pop came into support on an inverted hammer, tested the lows, and today came all the way on the other side, pop. We need to take out that inverted hammer on the upside. Boom, boom. Very volatile down here, right? When those prices come into a pinch, moving back and forth, it gets really volatile. I don't know if you can follow the ball on that one. It gets really volatile. Prices back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like a twisted, wound up little coil. Pop. Here it comes. Looks like it's coming really fast too. Nah. Crude. Let's look at the long term first. Let's see where we're at. We have a reverse head and shoulders working on this bad boy for a long, long time. The breakout on the reverse head and shoulders was weak. Here it comes again though. Back above, flat top break where the break was before. So all we need to do is ride up the range on this top little pattern. The previous highs are support now. Broke through, came back above, still right below resistance, but it's in the previous pattern now. This top little round here. So let's see if it can come out on top. 50 should have got a 60 already. 60 should get a 70. But reverse, head and shoulders, the right shoulder popped, was weak, came back in, watch that flat top break across into 60 on the 70. Actually, let's just double back. I might get interrupted by some customers, but here we are. I want to get this done earlier. If I find some time, I'm going to do it. Over the daily. Back and forth, boom, came back in, boom. We got the AB bottom here, got some reversal bars here, crossed the 8, into the 13, into resistance, came for a little throwback, and it's off and running. Above the 34 now. Got our momentum back. It's got to close the week above there. So let's see how the week is going. Coming into resistance right now. Look for a throwback into support. Make sure support holds the previous highs. Right? Previous highs are support. We got to take out this. I don't know what's going on over here yet. We are at resistance. Hold support. Looks like we had a little bearish retracement on the weekly chart for coal. And there's the rejection. It's not a full rejection yet. We can hold it. We can hold the line. We broke through previous lows. We can hold the line, but coming down into the 39.78 area, which is previous lows over here, which is previous highs over here. We got a reverse head and shoulders. Let's see if that right shoulder will come in quick and swift. Nice little sharp U, or is it gonna step into support and find its legs? We'll see. We'll see what kind of momentum coal has. Oh, Shanghai coming on its highs, closing on its highs. That is bullish momentum on the close. Let's see the 1-2 punch. Look at that cup and handle. Tried to break, came back into support, 1-2. 1-2 punch. Let's watch this thing fly. No, that's not pretty. Let's see if I can do this. The cup and the handle. Watch that flat top break on that 1-2 punch. Bam! Take the top of the pattern, take the bottom of or top and the bottom of the pattern. Get your measured move. Let's see, the double top is right there. Let's take the bottom of the pattern. Oh, 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 there it is. Everything's so sensitive. Take the break. There's your measured move. Looks like it's going to 35. Into previous lows. Let's see if it can break into previous lows. Looks like it got quite a bit of resistance coming up. It looks like it wants to get into the next range, into previous lows. That's the measured move. See what happens. Still inside the pattern on 10-year. Looks like we got a bounce. A little bounce for the week so far. For the daily, I'm still bearish. It's in resistance. Bearish retrace, bearish retrace. Crossed over the 34, bearish retrace, bearish retrace. Looks like it's coming into resistance right now as the 8 is coming across the 34. And I thought it looked like it was bouncing off support here. Let's see if it'll hold. Coming off that double top. Double tops are bearish. Also, it's a longer term double top as well. If that breaks the whole pattern, watch it come down. I got support at the top of the gap. I got support at the bottom of the gap. I got support at the previous high breaks. Find its legs. I'm still bearish on it. Still bearish on the Nikkei on the weekly. Let's see how we did today. There's your bearish retracement. Crossed over. Resistance it's coming back in. Now we got the cross. Notice how the 8 is coming across and the price is coming up to meet it. Sometimes it comes all the way in when the price crosses or the 8 crosses the 34. Sometimes it misses its mark. When it misses its mark, what I say, when it doesn't come to its natural course of return, it's double bearish. But it definitely broke the pattern, coming into resistance right now. Let's take a look at blue. There's your bearish retracement. I think I was bearish on this yesterday. It's a watch out below scenario. I got double bottoms. But it came into resistance. You see the cross. Now don't trade off of crosses. All I'm using the crosses for is a visual aid of where momentum is at. Don't trade on them. Use them as support and resistance. But just because it's a cross doesn't mean much. It just means that it's going to have a hard time. The momentum is dying and it's falling over. So it's an indication. It's not a reflection. The reflection is more so on volume. If you use volume, that is a direct reflection. This is just an indication. So just be careful. I know I'm watching the crosses, but it's just an indication of weakness. And besides, I want to get above that 8, and it's far below. Watch the 8 come across. Watch price bearish retrace into the 8 sometime. And keep this thing going on to the downside. Poor steel. I had some high hopes for this bad boy. Hasn't come out. There's the bearish retrace. Came across the 34. Bearish retrace into resistance. These 3 lines in a chart are my resistance. I got long-term support resistance to 34. I got short-term intermediate resistance, the 8 and the 13. Crossed everything, came back in, made a spike low, a V bottom, came into resistance, was back and forth, had to make a decision, but at the same time, both the 8 and the 13 crossed, and then today, closing on its lows at the close, that's momentum to the downside. Bearish retracement is a bearish consolidation pattern, allowing it to come down. We got support at previous lows. See what happens there. See what happens when we get to support. Watch volume. Usually volume picks up when it's going to cross. Same on the upside, crosses through resistance. You need volume. Watch the volume. Gold. Gold was having a hard time, but turned around just like everything else. But for us, it came across on the upward. So right now, remember yesterday I said, oh, watch that falling star. Came all the way back in and closed all the way back up. That falling star is not confirmed at all. It did not close below the previous lows. So let's get that flat top break. 1260 is the mark. That's a nice reversal to the upside. Reversal downside, reversal upside. 1-2 topsy-turvy kind of situation. Boom, boom. Let's do this. Right over the 34. Right over the 34. Double topped, double bottom, triple top. Bam! Let's get over the top. That is the flat top break. Someone asked me about the flat top break. That is the flat top break. That flat top comes into a high, comes into a low, comes back into the high, flat top break. I call it the launching pad. That is the launching pad. Across the 34, back into support, back into its highs. That flat top is the launching pad. Let's get over it. Reverse head and shoulders is going to complete. The longer term pattern is going to complete. We got a short term bullish consolidation pattern going to complete. All we got to do is take out that inverted hammer, which if it breaks previous highs, that will turn into a confirmed inverted hammer. But notice it was a falling star all day, and then it retraced all the way back up, closing above its low. Not confirming. The close is the confirmation, not because it broke. So that was a huge head fake for everybody. And I tell you, they love doing that crap. All the big boys. Everything changed when the commercials are allowed to be market makers. Absolutely, just total shenanigans going on. I got a hanging man. I got falling star and another hanging man on silver. So it's getting really volatile right up here. You can see how volatile it is. All those legs, it's very topsy-turvy. Let's just get a break. Let's just take out that hammer there for an ultimate high. 850 is the break, guys. Okay, let's get above previous highs. That last run came into 1850, had a reversal bar, came all the way back in. All the way back in below the 34, crossed above. We have a flat top break working. All the way over the 34, back over into support, back over, flat top break coming. Take out that reversal bar. Let's see the weekly. That flat top. So do you get let me know if you get and understand the flat top break. I know I'm unusual and I have all these terms, but I try to keep it simple. Last August, stair step into support. V bottom, reverse head and shoulders. Reverse head and shoulders, flat top. Complete that flat top. We got a confirmation of a larger pattern. You can see the cross above the 34 into support. You can see over here that it needed to fill in the gaps. See the fill in the gaps? I think I tried to explain this yesterday. Fill in the gaps, flat top. Boom. Come on, guys. Crack a whip. Let's do it. Now, I don't know if it's going to crack or not. No one can say unless it does. Once it cracks above, watch volume. It needs volume to get over resistance. It could come into this pattern over and over and over and over and then crack again. Not sure. So just watch for volume. We need volume to get over resistance. Copper. Copper. What's going copper? I'm bearish on copper for the weekly chart. You got a cross over the 8 and the 13. Bearish retrace back into the 13. Back and forth, back and forth. Looks like the 8 is crossing. Momentum is dying. You can see the overall pattern around a rounded top. It's just bending over. And then the further it bends over, and then it goes pop to the downside. We'll have to find support. This is if you notice, the cross above the 34. When you're above the 34, coming back into support, that's a bullish retracement. Right now, it's got a high level consolidation, which is nice, but it looks like it's turning over and it has to gather its legs. Let's take care of all this crap. Watch for the breakdown on this pattern. Anything can happen. Volume cures all ailments. But across the 34, it's in a pattern. It might come down and just tap the 34. Watch it come down and tap it. It looks bearish, but we're above the 34, so let it come into support. I bet you it'll tap and then flip across like a slingshot. Pulling it down into support and then letting the pullback, let it go. And then it goes, whoosh, whips right back across. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I can see it. See it, maybe. It's a maybe. Everything's a maybe until it happens. Now we got some bullishness going on right there. It's getting real tight in that pattern. I got hammers. Came into a resistance for our opposing point. Then we had a trend. Came into resistance, came back into support. Now we have an upward trend. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Looks like the pop across the 34, back into support. Watch the flat top break at 34. 34 and above. I got resistance at previous lows at 26. Follow when it wants to turn back around, use the previous highs as your support. Use the long-term charts to find those little spots. Let's see what's happening here. Come on. Oh, come on. We might get a nice little cup and handle break. I've been waiting for this. You know that? I've been waiting for this cup and handle break. Little flat top break coming. That is the flat top. Cross the 34, consolidated above the 40, dipped below. That's the handle. Flat top break at 24. GDXJ, same thing, but this one has like a nice U. You can see that nice U forming. It's going to whip right across. So I got resistance at previous lows, which is the downward trend. Isn't that amazing how that works? Previous lows, watch the previous lows come in. Resistance, come back into support, pop. Oh yeah. Here we go. Come on, boys. Crack a whip right there. Come on. Bam. Right into resistance. Let's do it. Once it hits resistance, put an order at support. See what happens. Let it come back into support and grab you. I love those moves. When it gets really volatile, these things will pop. Put your order, when it pops into resistance, put your order in at support. See what happens. It's a nice move for the futures market, by the way. hit resistance, put your order in right away at the support. It'll hit, and then it'll get so volatile, it'll just come down and grab you. You won't even know it happened. Seriously. Your price won't even reflect it on the computer screen. It'll happen so fast. I love those moves. Bitcoin. Now, I'm not a professional trader, but I've seen a lot of crap. Been there and done that. Got a long-term trend line right there. I've got lower highs. Let's not use that peak. Let's use that peak. All right. It didn't meet its maker on Bitcoin. Remember when I say if it doesn't go to its natural course of return, it might turn around. It might be double bearish from here. I'm not sure. Let's see what happens when it comes into support. Maybe it's just lost its gas, needs to come into support, gather its legs, watch outside this pattern. That's a Bitcoin. I got to be honest, these altcoins and Bitcoin, I keep watching them now. Someone gave me a donation in Bitcoin, my first ever donation in Bitcoin, my first ownership of a Bitcoin. It wasn't a full Bitcoin, it was just a fraction, but after that, it's been gangbusters over at the altcoins. I'm not kidding. These things run like they should. Like I can't explain it enough. If you traded in the 90s, before all the manipulation and regulations on day trading, and then when they instituted the computers to do fractional, what do you call that? The fast trading? I forget. Where they're using computers now. Even the trading floor on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the trading floor, there's hardly any. There's probably maybe one or two specialists on the floor. Remember back in the day, you'd see, those movies, trading places, everyone was fighting in the pit. That shit don't happen no more. It's all freaking stupid computers. What's the fun in that? I swear, man, they ruined everything. Let's just look at AG to cut the day out. I might have to look at uranium. The war drums are being bounced right now. Everyone looks like the neocons are trying to get public opinion to go to war with Russia. If we go into Syria, Russia's going to tell. Russia told us already, do not mess with Syria. Putin's been staving off these neocons for war, and it looks like someone took charge of the White House, and it's not Trump. That's what it looks like to me. You didn't hear it from me, but I think it's a Zionist. Something happened. It's been a total flip in the last couple of days of White House policy. Total flip. I've seen war ever since I was in junior high school. Tired of this crap. 43 years old now. It's a damn shame. Since when did we become an empire? It's just a bunch of crap. Looks like AG's in resistance. Got a nice bottom. Look for some kind of an opposing point. We need to find trend into the next line. It could hit the next line and come into support that way. I would prefer that. But it looks like it's being rejected at the 34, closing below on the close. Look for it to come back into support, get an opposing line so we can get a trend working. Boom, boom. Follow the line. Let's look at uranium. I like the URRE chart. Looks like it tried to cross the 34 on the daily, came into support. Support's got a hold. It's just gathering its legs again. I got a double bottom here and an upward trend there. See what happens. Boom, boom, boom. Flat top break. Using the previous highs. Previous highs. Gonna keep an eye on that one. Okay, so that's it. Let me just throw something in here real quick. Look at this Bitcoin. All right, that's an hour chart. Let's look at the weekly chart. Busted across the 34, came into support. That's our chart. Then we work it. It's climbing. It's breaking previous highs right now. Just working it. Watch the previous high. Look at that big W. Never mind. Trying to just draw the W, and that's not working out too well. So look at that flat top break. Flat top break at 15. Boom. Measured move. These things, don't be deceived. These are pennies of a Bitcoin. So you take the price. Someone told me how to figure this out the other day. I didn't even know. This is a reflection of Bitcoin. So you take this price and put it into the Bitcoin, and then you get a dollar price. So whatever that is, it's probably in the pennies still, but these things move. They move the way they should. Coming into support, things just go crazy when they break out. So that's it. XPM, low volume. I'm waiting for volume to come in. I'm on this. I'm stacked high. I would love it. So just a little taste there. Anyways, thanks for watching. And appreciate all your guys' comments. I'm still working on the group session messenger. I don't know. I'm way busy, so hang in there. Someone contacted me for personal help, and I can't take too many people on like that. I'll probably take maybe one or two more. So if you're interested, just email me at rustysmetals.com. I appreciate all you, and let me know what's going on out there.